now we are looking at starting the water. It's a big expanse of water, this, and to do it properly I need to do it before it dries. So I need to get the first coat on and then blend it, but we'll see how we get on. Right, so to mix a colour. I always find of a morning sometimes when I'm sitting down I've got something new to start, like in this case the water. I sit and look at it for too long, pondering how to do it, or let's get going. So get the colours down, go with titanium white, ivory black, cadmium yellow light, dioxine purple, French ultramarine, burnt umber, sap green if I can find it. There it is. First choose your brush. So I've got sap green. Once again, it's the principle is the same, so I'm going to find the sort of darker areas first, and it's not quite that dark, it's not quite that light. Let's have a look, see if we're even near to it. Yeah, not far away, but a bit too warm, so we're just going to add a bit more of the blue. And actually on here, get rid of that. The white of the panel underneath there first of all. Just trying to get a really nice sharp waterline there. Thanks. I still think there's a bit more cooler green in that. Be careful I don't go too dark on it. So predominantly downward brush strokes. And the odd one going the other way. Just to blend it a little bit. So then underneath that you then got a darker, so I'm going to add a bit of black. You got the darker reflection of the trees. And vertical strokes to blend it. Give the brush a clean, and now I'm going to mix the lighter greens in the photograph. So it won't be quite as light as it is here. I like to just step it down a little bit. A little bit more of the yellow, touch of the blue, and a little bit more of the white. A slightly different brush, I think. So just go over, add a bit more lightness to that. Okay, let's see how this works. Doesn't help that the brush is hard. And I'm going to use a little bit of liquid just to get it to flow a bit better. Yeah, it's a bit too light now. So add a little bit of the sap. It's not blending terribly well. It's better. I'll use the bigger, softer brush. Bit more liquid. Just downward strokes. Pretty much all the way along, at least along that edge where the grass meets the tree reflection. Right, now notice in the photograph that we've got much more variation of colour also in that reflection, in that we're picking up some of the yellow areas over here. The earth, I guess that's sort of like a area that's been well trodden there and you've got no grass on it. And also you've got a lot of the dead grass on the bank here that is being reflected, but I'm just going to concentrate on this bit here because I want to give you an idea just how to get that nice and soft and blend it. And then once I've done that, I'll then get going on the rest of it and show you parts of that as I go along. Okay, so to get that lighter colour, I'm going to go straight to the white again. I'm going to mix a new colour now. So I've got the white, I'm going to go with a bit of burnt umber, a bit more white, touch of the yellow, and I'm going to add some alizarin crimson just to warm it up. Because I don't want it quite as light as you can see it here. I want it a touch darker. And I think we've pretty much got that. No, it needs to be a bit darker still. Add a bit more of the crimson. That's not bad, a bit more yellow. Let's go back to the smaller brush again a second. I'll mix a bit more because it's actually needs to be a little bit thicker. Okay, it's a little bit too purple. A little bit more of the yellow. Warm it up a little bit. That's pretty much it.
Desperate causes anyway. Do this mean we'll go to war? I don't know what I'm looking for. but I'd like to know that soon. In this time of yellow full moon.
And now, don't want to forget the reflection of the rocks. So, smaller brush, liquid, go on that darker colour. It's going to reflect some of the darker bits just right at the waterline there first. Once again, downward strokes.
Everything that is to know. Fireworks and even the smallest show. Sometimes you wanna raise your walls to a higher point, but you don't have to tell me anymore. But I'd like to know that soon. In this time of yellow full moon. So come on and hide your sorrow, feed your soul. Let it be the hardest thing to find.
Okay, so now for the rocks. I can use a bit of that blue and a bit of the dioxine purple. And I'm just going to pretty much just copy what's above. Just put in a suggestion of the reflection.
And set your conscience far away. Give the love for me a chance. Let the beating of your heart lead into mine. So come on and hide your sorrow, feed your soul. Let it be the hardest thing to find. And set your conscience far.
Just pick out some of the lighter spots in there.
Away. Give the love for me a chance. Let the beating of your heart lead into mine.
So that's the rock reflections. They're in. I'm just going to clean a bigger brush and just give them a bit of a soften. It's not as good as a blender would be, this, but it's perfectly okay for that if I just gently. Oops, maybe not. So there we go. That's just to give you an idea, just a quick demonstration of how I'm going to do all of the water. So it's basically just copying what's above and just a softer version of. So it should be considerably quicker than painting those trees, but I've got to go over the whole thing. We don't want it to get too sticky and dry, because once it does that, it becomes very difficult to blend. And also, another tip is just to keep it slightly darker than what's above as well.